Hello, everybody. This is Adam here. I'm going to be doing 2023 Major League Baseball season predictions. Let's start with the regular season, shall we? With the American League. Here are my predicted standings for the American League. The Baltimore Orioles, 64-98. Last season, Baltimore improved from their disastrous 52-110 record in the 2021 season. But unfortunately, I predict Baltimore will have another losing season. The Boston Red Sox, 89-73. Boston last season should have been playing for a spot in the ALCS, but they collapsed in July, mainly due to injuries. But I predict they will bounce back this year. The Chicago White Sox, 82-80. Chicago last season finished 81-81, which is half of a 162-game season, split between wins and losses. This year, I predict they'll go a little bit over it. The Cleveland Guardians, 87-75. Last season, Cleveland won the AL Central, and I predict they will win it again this year. Detroit Tigers, 76-86. Although Miguel Cabrera is a very good player last season, but I think the Tigers won't be good this year. Oakland Athletics, 43-118. Rev up the tanks, Oakland, because they will finish dead last in the American League. Seattle Mariners, 81-81. Last season, Seattle ended the longest postseason appearance drought in the history of North American sports. But unfortunately, I predict Seattle will not make the postseason this year. Tampa Bay Rays, 72-89. Although Tampa performed pretty good last season, I don't think they'll be good this season. Texas Rangers, 63-99. Despite signing Jacob deGrom, I don't think Texas will be good this year. Toronto Blue Jays, 92-69. Toronto, I do think that they might be pretty good this season, but that's what I predict. The Houston Astros, 112-50. Last season, Houston defeated Philadelphia to win the 2022 World Series. But the question is, will Houston defend their title? We'll find out. Kansas City Royals, 53-109. Mock my words, Kansas City is going to be very bad this season. The Los Angeles Angels, 82-80. With Shohei Ohtani winning the 2023 World Baseball Classic with his team Japan, I do think the Angels will have their first season over 500 with the help of Mike Trout. Minnesota Twins, 84-77. Although Carlos Correa signed an official deal after turning down many offers and failing many physicals, I do think the Twins will finish second place in the AL Central. New York Yankees, 120-42. Great with the keep of Aaron Judge. I do think the Yankees will win 120 games. Next up, the National League. Here are my predicted standings for the National League. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 68-94. Although this team is snake-bitten, but I don't think they'll be good this year. Atlanta Braves, 120-42. They are going to be exactly the same as the New York Yankees this year. Chicago Cubs, 70-92. Although it sucks for them without Wilson Contreras, as he went to the Cardinals, but I don't think Chicago will be good, at least for the Cubs. Cincinnati Reds. Last year, they had a disastrous start to the 2022 season, as they started the year a disastrous 3-22, and that might happen again to the Reds this year, in my predictions. Colorado Rockies, 66-96. I do think, without Nolan Arenado on the team, although he went to the St. Louis Cardinals in the 2021, but I don't think Colorado will be good this year. Now it is time for the postseason predictions. Here are the seeds for each league. Remember, seeds 1 through 3 are the division winners, while seeds 4 through 6 are the wild cards. Pittsburgh Pirates, 69-94. Despite getting Andrew McCutchen back on the team, but I don't think Pittsburgh will be good this year. San Diego Padres, 99-63. This team is a very serious playoff contender. With extending Manny Machado and getting Xander Bogaerts, this team might almost get 100 wins, but not quite. I project them they will get 99 wins. San Francisco Giants, 89-73. San Francisco last season finished exactly what the Chicago White Sox did. 81-81, but I do think third place for San Francisco will be good. St. Louis Cardinals, 88-74. Although St. Louis won the NL Central, I predict St. Louis will win the NL Central again in 2023. Washington Nationals, 48-114. Mark my words, Washington will be revving up the tanks, because Washington will also be tanking with the Oakland A's this year, in my predictions. The Los Angeles Dodgers, 115-47. I predict they will win the NL West again, as they won the NL West last year. Miami Marlins, 69-93. I don't think Miami will be good this year. Milwaukee Brewers, 86-76. Although Milwaukee struggled to stay in playoff contention last season and they got eliminated, but I do think this team might be trending in the wrong direction starting with this season. New York Mets, 89-73. I don't think this team will be as good as last year, but I do think they'll finish in third place in the NL East. The Philadelphia Phillies, 99-63. The Philadelphia Phillies were the first team as the 6th seed to reach the World Series. But second place in the NL East, might be good. The top 2 seeds gets a bye into the divisional round. These are the seeds of the American League. And here are the seeds for the National League. These are the teams that will not qualify for the 2023 postseason. In the American League wildcard round, we have Boston versus Toronto and Cleveland versus Minnesota. These are my National League wildcard predictions. These are my wildcard predictions. In the National League wildcard round, we have Philadelphia versus San Diego and New York M versus St. Louis. In the ALDS, we have Boston versus New York Y and Cleveland versus Houston. In the NLDS, we have Atlanta versus San Diego and Los Angeles D versus St. Louis. Here are my ALDS predictions. And with that, we are down to the final four. In the ALCS, we have Houston versus New York Y. And I predict the Yankees will win the ALCS and head into the World Series. In the NLCS, we have Atlanta versus LAD. And I predict the Braves will win the NLCS and head into the World Series. And now we are down to our final two. Heading into the 2023 World Series is, in my predictions, the Atlanta Braves versus the New York Yankees. Here are my NLDS predictions. And I predict that Atlanta Braves will win the 2023 World Series in 7 games. So, what do you think of my predictions?